Welcome to Professional Insights, brought to you by the National Referral Network. We are so glad you're joining us because this is where we share wisdom and expertise and professional insights for the benefit of anybody who wants to take a look at this and listen to what we have to say. And today, I'm joined by my esteemed colleague from Utah, who is my namesake, who also looks like me, and everybody who notices the two of us just kind of scratches their heads and says, am I in some sort of Twilight Zone movie? But you're not, because this is just a coincidence. But I don't know, why I'm rambling on about this.
And it's been a while since I've been here, Mike.
It's been a while since you've been, so maybe I'm just acquainting people with that once again. I want to talk today about since this is brought to you by the National Referral Network, I want to talk today about some of the issues that professionals have when it comes to referring to one another. I think if you're a professional, you are aware that you can't do everything for your clients, and that occasionally, if not more than occasionally, you're going to need to avail yourself of another professional's expertise. But there's often some anxiety that can be present there, especially if you're not, if you haven't built trust. You don't know what you're going to get by making that referral. And certainly, I've had mixed experiences in doing this, and I know, Mike, you have, and I think this is something that a lot of professionals experience. They know that they may have options, but they're hesitant because they're very protective, and rightfully so, of their clients. And so let's just, I guess, be real about that. Trust is earned. And if you're a professional, how does somebody earn your trust where you feel better about that?
Like, Mike, I'm glad that we're talking about this, because there are parallel tracks here, right? There's obviously the professional that needs, and I say that very strongly, needs to be able to have those other professionals they can call on. But as a client, they're not sure about what questions to ask. So it's really incumbent upon us as professionals to do whatever we need to build that trust. And if you're a client watching this, then this is an opportunity for you to learn some questions to ask your professionals that you're working with, so they can provide a better service. Because to Mike's point, and we're going to get into this, is that they've been burnt, and they want to protect you as a client, but they also understand that they need to help you as a client too. And these are some of the things that we're trying to help professionals learn, is how to build that trust. So I went off on a little bit of a tangent, Mike, but I think it's important for clients to understand.
Well, I think just for me personally, whenever I'm getting acquainted with a new professional, and maybe I've spoken to them for I don't know, 50, half an hour, 45 minutes, just sort of that initial let's get to know each other kind of thing. I may, if I have the opportunity, I may take them for a test drive and say, okay, well, first of all, let me back up. I need to know who I need on my team. As wealth managers, we need certain kinds of professionals, again, kind of in our world, so that we can make referrals. I need at least 3 trust attorneys of different varieties, probably just as many tax preparers, probably need a couple of property casualty agents, maybe a real estate agent or 2 here and there, maybe a mortgage broker, and the rest of the way. You never know what you're going to get asked by your clients. I get asked all the time for things I like. Do you know a divorce attorney? Hope it doesn't happen to very often, but occasionally you get asked for something like that. Maybe I got asked the other day for a trademark attorney. Do you know a trademark attorney? So you get all these random requests here and there, and that's so the power of the network is that we have these network affiliates. That's who's in the network. Just about every persuasion is there. That if I don't know who the trademark attorney is, let's say we know of one that is in the network, I'm going to reach out to them and find out about them nonetheless. And then if my client decides they want to talk to them, I'm probably going to show up at that meeting. I'm probably just going to sit there, and I'm going to observe what it is they do and how they do it, because what I'm looking for is my reflection. I'm looking for somebody who more or less does things the way I do, because what I want is a continuity of experience. Okay. And I think every professional out there wants that. So it starts with being aware of who do I need on my team, and then being careful about who gets the referral, and monitoring the initial interactions. And that's something I would suggest every professional consider.
There's so much about that, Mike, right? Because there's the importance of understanding that continuity. And this is where, on a client side, when clients sit down with a professional, they don't even know what questions to ask, right? You just don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what these professional insights are designed to do, to help you ask better questions. So as a client, understanding that the professionals that you work with need that team as important as you need your team for your financial wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And being on that call as a professional that you were talking about, Mike, I know it's hard, right? Because everybody's busy. But understanding a partner's process and them understanding your process can help create that dialogue that's the benefit of the client. And this is what, Mike, you and I talk about all the time is this the ability to build the trust, so ultimately you increase client referrals, you increase client retention. And that's really what we're in the game for doing, to create the value that your clients see you as a resource.
Right.
And then the reluctance to refer to you is less, right? Because now they understand that you provide more than just yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot that goes into it, but it's not as hard as a lot of professionals think it is.
Well, and there, you hit the nail on the head. I think there's a big difference between, somebody that you transacted some business with, whenever that was. There's a difference between that and trusted advisor or trusted resource. And every professional I know wants to be considered a trusted resource. And the way you become a trusted resource is you talk to your clients about more than just what you do. But it's still pretty daunting, though, because we are all protective of our clients, and we want to know what they're going to get if you do make a referral. So it's about, number one, understanding that it's an important thing to do, and holding the people you might refer to accountable, I think, and saying, look, I don't, because we all, as professionals, we all want the same thing. We'd all love to get in the same room together and just say, oh, let's just get together and refer back and forth to each other. Won't that be great? And, and the common way that it occurs is one professional meets another, and somebody tries to convince somebody that, hey, I'm the greatest thing ever, and you want to refer all your clients to me. And that's the normal approach. But it generally doesn't work that way. Again, trust is earned, and we have to be looking for ways that we earn each other's trust. It's got to work for both sides. But the way to earn that trust is to get to know someone's process, and to observe their process. If you have the opportunity to make a referral, don't just say here. Find out what they're going to do with it first. Hey, look, I have this particular situation. How would you handle this? Find out if the referral is appropriate. And then again, I would suggest, and with technology being what it is, and all of us doing virtual meetings and such, it's really easy just to show up at the meeting and go, I want to introduce you to so-and-so, and they're going to talk to you about whatever the issue is. I think there's a way to pass that baton so that it works for everybody.
Well, and that baton is not necessarily an email, because I think this is where a lot of professionals have the problem with the trust, Mike, is that you have a client, you sit down with them, they may ask you something, and they're like, yeah, I've got somebody. So you send an email to the other professional,
right?
And then the professional is not quite clear on what's needed. So then they call the client, maybe in a time frame that you think is acceptable, maybe it's not.
And the client says, "Who are you?"
Has no idea who's calling them. And then so now you're trying to backpedal to explain why you're calling.
Right.
Their life is happening and you're in the middle of it. You're calling out of the blue. And now you're trying to build trust with somebody has their arms folded, like, look, the baby's crying, I'm fixing dinner, I can't
and,
talk.
and that's a steep mountain to climb. And that occurred because the person making the referral didn't set it up the right way.
Correct.
And say, look, I have spoken to this person. And you can be honest. You can say, look, I've only spoken to this person once. Maybe let's say it's a professional that you don't, or of the variety that maybe you don't talk to that much, but they seem like they know what they're doing. I'll tell you what, can we set up a meeting? I will be there for the first few minutes just to make sure everything gets off on the right foot, and do it that way versus here's a phone number, call this person.
Yeah. And this is the interesting thing, Mike, because I've talked to professionals and then they tell us these stories and then they don't engage in referrals because they don't have the trust. And there's accountability to that, Mike. You mentioned it earlier. The accountability is if I refer somebody and they don't respond appropriately, the system didn't fail. I failed as a professional to tee that up properly.
Right.
The system works. If you engage in a process and system within your own process, that encourages that referral process. And Mike, you and I started asking professionals, are you referable?
Right.
Because if I don't know what you do, if I don't understand how you serve your clients, then how can I properly tee that conversation up in a way that the client's leaning forward?
And then being referable is generally about be open, be curious, find out about the person you're talking to, be transparent about what you do, how you do it, be transparent about what you charge to do it. Because look, most people, they get on a call with a professional, especially if it's a lawyer or CPA, they're thinking money. What's this going to cost? Okay. So be transparent about what you charge, why it makes sense, why it's. I tell every professional, look, your job is just to pay for yourself. Your job is to, whatever you charge, to be a justifiable investment or expenditure, and you're going to have to outline that for the client and why it's worth it. So I think there's some basic tenets to this, and I think if every professional follows that, we all can work together better. We can learn to trust each other. Again, trust is something that happens over time. It's not immediate, nor should we expect that it should be. And the last thing I'll say is we should never expect that just because we made a referral that our clients are going to hire that person. We should be saying to our clients, you're under no obligation to work with this person. For whatever reason, it doesn't feel right. That's fine.
Yep. And making sure that you stay that agnostic, right? Is that and I don't want to overwhelm clients either, but having two options, and this is the whole point of having the network, Mike, right? Is that we have a certain team or certain members on the team that can handle certain things, and we know that. And as a professional, you should know that as well. And then making sure that because some bedside manner of everybody doesn't always match.
It doesn't, and we monitor the interactions that go back and forth. So if we onboard a professional in the network and they, I don't know, need to find a trademark attorney, or they need to find, I don't know, somebody who cleans gutters. I don't know what it would be, but if they need something, then we can help them make that connection, because we're going to say, come back to us and just ask us, do you have this in the network? And if we do, we'll make the connection and do our very best to make sure the connection works between the two of you. So again, it's that rising tide raising all ships. So any last words as we wrap up?
No, Mike, I appreciate being back. It was just fun. It's always fun. And increasing financial literacy is our goal, right? As a firm. I mean, this whole idea of education, having clients ask their professionals better questions to get better results, but also helping professionals understand that there are other professionals out there that play nice in the sandbox.
Yeah.
They are looking for you just like you're looking for them. And that is what this whole series is about, is education and helping connect individuals to better serve their clients.
Right. No, that's completely true. And if you're just kind of watching this, wondering what all this is about and wondering what the National Referral Network is, check it out. Go to the National Referral Network webpage. There's a video there you can watch. that will tell you more about it, how you can register, how you can become a part of it. And we are here because we can help you make the most of it if that is something you want to do. And with that, we will sign off, and we'll be back here next week, folks. Thanks for I don't know, what am I supposed to say? Thanks for
being here. If you like, share it, hit the bell, get notifications.
There you go.
If there's anything that we can do to help, let us know.
That's the thing. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Mike. Bye.